Coming to you from the dark side, this is the Word on the Street podcast, bringing you a post-Ultimate Fighter episode recap. With me, as always, is my co-host Ninja, and I am now pleased to announce some huge breaking news. You heard about how Randy Couture and Greg Jackson signed with Bellator this week, but that's nothing compared to what I've got going on. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Sonnen, a.k.a. Team Darkside Coach, Chael Sonnen's right-hand man, the living legend Jamie Huey, has signed the dotted line, and he will now be joining us every Tuesday after TUF for this recap show. In fact, he's on with us right now. Coach Huey, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm humbled to be on with you guys. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh hell yeah! It's awesome to be doing this. And I've gotta get into it right away. We just watched episode 3, Uriah Hall versus Adam Cella on The Ultimate Fighter, and I gotta say, if James Toney had been there watching the fight, he would have speculated that young Adam Cella had neglected to pay his electric bill. All right, because those damn lights, they went out. Coach Huey, you were there. What was it like watching Uriah Hall knock the memories out of Adam Cella's brain, like without the music or the cutscenes? Because Dana White, he tweeted earlier that he wanted to put up the raw, uncut version of the knockout, but the lawyers in the network said no fucking way, according to him. What was it like seeing that fight, and what was the knockout like in person?
Man, to be honest with you, I don't want to change the mood of the show, but it was pretty scary. We were all pretty concerned. Adam got caught and he went down, and he didn't get up for, I don't know, a good 5-6 minutes went by, and he kind of had this respiratory breathing thing that he was doing. And it went really quick from a mood of excitement and just sheer awe of exactly what that offensive kick that Uriah threw to kind of a place of everybody was really concerned for Adam. And, once everybody realized that he was down and he wasn't getting up, the mood really shifted, and it really, everybody's thoughts and everything really went to Adam at that point. So it was scary. And, to be honest with you, I'm kind of glad they didn't show it. They showed kind of they showed Uriah, obviously the concerned look on his face, and he apologized, and Bumba teared up. And I think most of us kind of had tears in our eyes, because we were deathly scared for Adam's safety. So when he did get up and shook it off, good 10 minutes went by, man. We were happy, obviously, for him.
Wow. So, Dana said he was actually out for about 4 minutes. He tweeted that earlier. Now, you, of course, being in the boxing and MMA world, you've probably seen a lot of knockouts. Up to that point, was that the worst knockout you've ever seen?
I've seen some pretty nasty knockouts. And they're never good. You want to go out there and you train to get the knockout and the stoppage, and obviously that's it's a combat sport. But you don't ever want to see anybody physically hurt. I would put Adam's knockout up there with probably pretty close to some other ones that I've seen. Really what made it scary, though, was his respiratory breathing after the knockout. He was really kind of taking some deep breaths, and that added, obviously, to the fright.
Yeah.
It was definitely, I would put it up there in my top few, as far as concern. Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, and it's concern for the opposing team, to someone on Team Jones. Along those lines, I've been noticing, talking to you, that it seems like even the Team Jones fighters, you even got close to them throughout the filming. Now, along those lines, Uriah Hall, speaking of, who is on Team Sonnen, a.k.a. Team Darkside, he tweeted out a photo of him having lunch with John Jones in New York recently. So I was just wondering what you thought about that, or if it even matters to you now that the filming is done or whatever. Because us fans were saying, what the hell? What is this? Like, were there more than a few fans of John Jones on your team, or did you manage to convert them all to the dark side?
Well, there were guys on. I'm sure John Jones is got the belt for now. I'm sure that there were guys that initially came onto the show that wanted to be on Jones's team, and there were guys that wanted to be on our team. I believe that I think Uriah even said something at some point that he initially wanted to be Team Jones, but when he got to our team, he really Chael. You kind of seeing bits and pieces of Chael's ability to really connect with people and fighters and give them that mental whatever it is they're going through at the time. I think Uriah really hit his peak with Chael being that really was able to read Uriah and what he needed at the time and give it to him, and it was all real stuff that Chael had gone through as well. So Uriah really blossomed under Chael's leadership. There were guys on his team that wanted to be on ours, and there were guys that maybe initially wanted to be on theirs, but I think the dark side, we kind of branded ourselves as the bad guys, but the series is kind of showing a little something different in regards to how we kind of adapted as a team and really push that team concept. Probably a little bit of both, but I don't think you could hear anybody on our team have any regrets in regards to where they ended up.
Awesome. Oh yeah, and by the way, on the episode tonight, nice job working Uriah with the focus mitts. That was a good scene there. Nice music in the background. Good to see you in action. Yeah. I'm just gonna ask you one more quick question before I let Ninja ask you a few, and then also the word on the street is gonna hit you with another surprise guest here in a couple minutes. Here we'll get Kelvin Gastelum on the line with us. Yes, and
KG.
Hell yeah.
KG in the house.
Hopefully I'm pronouncing his last name right. Gastelum, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome, got it right. Now, my last question to you is a little side note here. Vinny Magalhaes versus Phil Davis was recently added to the UFC 159 card, Sonnen versus Jones, excuse me. So we're going to have two Team Darkside Masters fighting on the same card. I was just wondering, how do you see this fight going?
Actually, almost three.
Oh yeah.
Pat Healy.
Oh, that's right.
Is making his UFC debut. Pat Healy is a Team Quest born and bred guy. He's making his UFC debut on that card as well. So we're excited on that. In fact, Chris Camozzi actually texted me or sent me a thing on Twitter that said that he was hoping to get a quick stoppage in his next fight so he could hurry up and be a replacement on that card as well. So we'd have almost four guys on that show. But awesome. Absolutely, man. Yeah, we're looking forward to having Vinny over there with us. Yeah,
I forgot about Bam Bam Healy, man. They're really they're not throwing him an easy fight either. Holy shit.
Yeah, but if you look at Pat's record, I mean, he's been in there with so many guys. He's like, I don't know, he's got 29 and 12, or I can't remember what his record is, but he's been in there with everybody. So he's really it's the same movie. It's just going to be on a little bit bigger screen. But Pat, with as much experience as he has, I don't see him getting caught up or distracted by any of that.
Hell no, he choked out Carlos Condit.
There you go.
Yep. Now, Ninja, go ahead and fire away. You're on with Coach Jamie Huey. You have any questions? Hit them up right now, son.
Coach Jamie Huey, the Ninja here. It's always an honor to have you on.
Oh, I appreciate it. You guys are too good to me.
You're awesome. Living legend right here. First off, I want to ask you, obviously everybody saw Uriah's kick that was heard around the world. And we had touched on it already. Is that something that Uriah trained with you guys? Because we didn't see a lot of kick training from Uriah. Is that something he trains normally, that spinning back kick, or what's the word on that?
Uriah's kind of an interesting story. His nickname is Ryu. He, kind of when he came over here, at least a story that he told me that hopefully I don't screw it up too much, but he'd play video games, and there was a character Ryu in, I believe, Street Fighter. He would watch video games and obviously martial arts movies, and he just kind of tried figuring out where the leverage was on some of these kicks. And then when he started training martial arts, I hope I don't screw his name up, Tiger Schulman, over in New York, is kind of his base gym. And, they've got all sorts of crazy kicks. And he's just such an athletically gifted guy on top of it, that, I mean, he's got that quick twitch where it's just, I mean, Danny even alluded to it on the episode tonight. I mean, the way he moves his body, you don't know if he's going to throw a jab or if he's coming around with a spinning heel kick. So, he's just, he's that guy. As far as us with the kicks, man, we can't take credit for too much of that. I mean, a lot of this stuff, what we did is obviously build confidence, build a strong team environment, let these guys know that we were there for them. But as far as some of the skill sets, we try to polish stuff. There were things that I really tried to get Uriah to do as far as, keeping his hands up, not pulling out with his hands low, because sometimes you get guys with deceptive range, like a guy like Yushin Okami is an example of that. So, you try to focus in on some of the things that you can polish up a little bit, but you don't reinvent the wheel. And Uriah really came into the show with the ability and all those type of kicks and everything. So, you got to give credit to his coaches prior to making his Ultimate Fighter debut.
This is pretty powerful stuff. I cannot wait to see some of those more kicks unleashed on the Ultimate Fighter. Hopefully we get to see him go a long way. My second question for you is, in tonight's episode, we saw John Jones in more of a coach element, more as a team guy, kind of brought his team together. We've seen on Team Darkside, that family element, and that we're an actual team hasn't really been there. What are your thoughts on Jones as a coach so far as having that team starting to come together like it looks like?
Well, by at this point, and I really feel strongly about this. One of the things that we had going for us was we had talked about in last week's Word on the Street podcast was we're already a unit. Me, Scott, Clayton see each other every day. Vinny is part of our team, all of our camps. Doche, he's been around since the old days of when he was fighting. And then Yushin popping in and out. He's part of what we do as well. So, we already kind of worked as a unit. I think what's happening at this point on Team Jones is they're kind of starting to kind of blend a little bit. Certain guys are kind of finding where their places are. John will actually bring in another coach, Ricky coming in, and Ricky was a solid addition to their team as well. He hasn't quite made his appearance on the show yet, so I'm not sure exactly what episode he comes in. So, they're starting to blend over there a little bit, but I think one of the advantages we have is we're already walked in day one knowing how we work. So I think we really got a good head start on them in that regard.
Nice. Last question I have for you, and this is kind of touching on next week's episode. I don't want you to give away anything. The Kevin Casey versus Colin Hart matchup that we picked for next week. Now, if it were me picking for Kevin Casey, I would have picked somebody else like Colin Hart just to kind of dig at that Bubba guy a little bit. That would have been my whole reasoning to pick that fight. Did sticking it to him have any influence on you guys making that, or was it just a good matchup for you?
Possibly. I don't know if we were really thinking in terms of playing those type of games. I mean, we really believed that, the best fighter was going to win, and everybody was going to, there was no easy road. There wasn't a guy that, I had said this before, the guys that lost to get in the house potentially could have been a winner in a different season. You know what I mean? So so at that point, there was no easy fights. There wasn't anybody on their team. I mean, you looked at Adam Cella, and Adam is a guy that's probably going to end up fighting at 170 pounds. Adam put up a hell of a fight against Uriah. I mean, he was getting hit, but it wasn't. Adam wasn't in there just getting picked off. And so Adam, being what everybody kind of potentially thought was the weakest link on their team. I mean, I think he definitely proved that wrong. So, when we picked Colin or Bubba, was there an element? I'm not really sure. I think we had a different idea of what we wanted to do with Bubba. It wasn't necessarily to get in his head as much as it was. I think we had a better plan for it.
Nice,
Awesome.
nice. All right, Ramses.
Yes, I am back, and I have a question, Coach. I was recently in contact with someone on Twitter who claimed to be a Team Sonnen, Team Darkside fighter. He claimed his name was Kelvin Gastelum. So, and he also gave me his phone number. Told me to give him a call here on this post-TUF episode. So I think we'll do that right now. And if this guy is just some phony on Twitter, if it's some, what is that, the Tito guy, whatever, Manatio, if it's that type of catfish shit, you got to call him out. But here we go. Here's the number he gave me. Let's see if this is legit or not. Let's see here. Kelvin Gastelum, Team Sonnen fighter.
KG.
Let's see if he's home. Where is home anyway? Hey, Kelvin, is that you?
Yeah, it sure is.
Kelvin Gastelum, how are you doing? This is Ramses with the Word on the Street podcast. I'm also joined by my co-host, The Ninja, and of course someone who you might know, the coach, Jamie the Living Legend Huey, the coach of the Ultimate Fighter. How are you doing? How are you doing, Kelvin?
Hey, what's up? It's going well, actually.
KG. What
up,
champ?
Coach?
How
What
you
up,
doing,
Coach?
man?
Chilling, man.
Good, man. Good.
Hey, Coach, is this Kelvin's voice? Can you confirm that we are indeed speaking to Team Sonnen fighter Kelvin Gastelum right now?
Absolutely, without any question. That is KG the Yuma Killer. No question.
That's right.
Good to know. Now, is this the first time you guys have talked on the phone since filming, or you guys keep in touch? Well,
No, we talked. I think we talked today on Twitter a couple of times. I've been in contact with KG. He's that's my dude, man. So he's KG's gonna be. We're gonna be friends for life. So yeah, we keep in touch.
Awesome. Now, Kelvin, you do realize you were coached by one of the greatest on earth, correct?
Of course, definitely. Coach Jamie was a great tool in the tournament.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing from just about every single source that I have. Now, I was just gonna ask, tonight's episode of The Ultimate Fighter, did you get a chance to watch it by any chance?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, awesome. All right, because yeah, Uriah Hall, he knocked that poor Adam Cella all the way back to season 16. All right, I swear to God, I tasted blood in my mouth when I watched that crazy ass kick. I thought I was gonna throw up for a minute. It was that sick. Now, I gotta ask you, just like I asked the coach, I gotta get your take on what is being called the most shocking, brutal, slap your mama in the face knockout in TUF history. You were there. It was your teammate. Like, try and take us back to that moment if you can, because we've already heard it was crazy and scary for a few minutes there. But how was it for you watching that fight live?
From what I can remember, I guess a lot of my teammates were all feeling pretty confident in Uriah's skills, and we're all happy about the fight pick.
And so Yeah, when you saw that kick land, what was going through your head right then?
Well, I really hoped he was okay. Nobody wanted him to get seriously hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, oof. Well, some people did. I got to be honest with you. Some people are anti Team Jones, but
Oh, really?
yeah,
Well, that was
yeah,
my take on it.
yeah, mine too. I'm doing the TUF Fantasy League. It's a shame that you guys can't participate in that because it would be blatant cheating. But so far I'm 100%, man, and I got my own pool. It's called the Team Darkside pool. We're 100% on that too. Number one, undefeated. Now,
Right.
yeah, be honest, Kelvin. Before you got picked for Team Sonnen for Team Darkside, which team did you really want to be on? Team Sonnen or Team Jones? Like, no bullshit.
No bullshit. It was Team Tail.
Hell yeah. Are you a Chael fan? Like, were you a fan
Yeah.
before?
Yeah, definitely, man. A big Chael fan.
Oh, awesome, cool, man. Yeah, I've word on the street. I did a little research on you, man. The word on the street is that you train or trained at the 10th Planet in Arizona, in Yuma, Arizona. I'm a big fan of Eddie Bravo and the 10th Planet. He changed my life. Him and Joey Karate, Hanato Laranja. Shout out to everybody. I
Yeah.
saw a video of Eddie Bravo giving you a belt. Which belt was it? How long? How did you get to train in the 10th Planet? Are you still there? What's the deal with you in the 10th Planet?
It's something that's helped me out a lot, definitely. It's just a small school in the gym that I go to, in Yuma, Arizona. And, I've been going there for years, and I guess they decided to belt me.
Yeah,
I had worked with Benny in the show, and my game felt a lot better, he said, and decided to give me a blue belt. I mean, a purple belt, I'm sorry.
purple. All right, that was a purple belt then. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that, man. Now I know that you're definitely cool if you're training at the 10th Planet, dude. Now, the word on the street. Or actually, I got to ask you this. In the tough house, living in the tough house with all those people, all those guys. I've got to know, like, when you're living there, how many bathrooms are in the tough house? Because that'd be my worst nightmare. That's why I wouldn't sign up for the Ultimate Fighter, because I don't want to have a stank ass bathroom sharing with six other. How many bathrooms? What was that? What was that situation? The bathroom situation.
There was one, two. From what I can remember, it was just pretty much two bathrooms.
Oh my God.
One half bathroom.
Oh no, that sounds like a nightmare, man.
Actually,
Is it?
There was two in the bedrooms, and then there was one in that hallway, right?
There was. Oh, that's right. 3 bathrooms and
3 bathrooms.
One half bathroom.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 bathrooms, more than a dozen fighters. That
bathroom,
sounds like a nightmare. That sounds like a damn nightmare. Is it true that in the house, you really didn't? I mean, did you really not get to watch any of the UFC pay-per-views or like the election or whatever while you were in the house? Is that true? You couldn't watch shit? No internet? Nothing?
No, just the pay-per-views were allowed.
Oh, awesome.
We also saw but that was it.
That's all I would need, man. Yeah, if I couldn't watch with the actual UFC live, that'd be a deal breaker for me. Now, I just have one more question before I give it away to our man Ninja here. He's gonna have a few questions for you, and then we have some Twitter questions for Coach Huey and you, Kelvin, that came in through some of the people on Twitter. But my last question to you, Kelvin, before I throw it to Ninja, word on the street. Well, it's actually more of a congratulations. Word on the street from Dana White is that all of the TUF 17 fighters from this season will get a chance to fight in the UFC. So I wanted to say congratulations for that. That's huge. You're going to get a UFC fight, and ask you, how does that feel, knowing that it's it's straight up from the president's mouth? It's pretty much going to be a done deal. You're going to be in the octagon. How does that feel?
Yeah. It's a promise that he said he would, I guess, apparently. But I haven't seen nothing official or anything like that, so I can't really
Yeah.
say anything on it except that he made a comment about it, and my chances are looking pretty good. Everybody's chances are looking pretty good in fighting in the finale.
Yeah, well, hopefully he wasn't just being long-winded and just blowing smoke up everyone's ass there. Hopefully we'll
Yeah.
see you in the octagon, man. From what we saw in the first episode, you're an exciting fighter, man. That was a well-earned decision, I have to say. And yeah,
Oh, thank you.
glad you're on Team Sonnen. Now, Ninja, you're on with Kelvin Gastelum, Team Sonnen fighter. You got any questions? Go ahead and fire away, son. He's here.
What's up, man?
Kelvin Gastelum, it's an honor. It's an honor to have you on, be able to watch your career progress on the Ultimate Fighter like we get to.
Thank you.
Looking up your stuff, you're 4-0 pro, correct? You have 3 TKOs. One of those was a submission, right? And 1 by rear naked choke submission. My question for you is, what do you consider your biggest strengths? Do you like to keep it up standing? Do you like pound and ground? Do you like chokes? What's the deal with that?
My biggest skill set would have to be my wrestling base, my wrestling skills.
And that's where you like to prefer the fight to go, take it down in wrestling? Because I know there's a lot of people that I'm sure you can do it all. I'm sure you're good at all, but there's people that are a little bit more comfortable on the ground. Is that one of you?
Sure. I've been practicing boxing for a long time, also. And but I feel pretty comfortable wherever the fight takes. But my best skill set would be my wrestling.
Wrestling, right on, right on. Now the flip side of that, we're all martial artists. We all train. Where would you like to improve? What would you like to get better at?
Every single aspect, I guess I would say. Including wrestling. There's so much to learn, and I'm only, I'm barely getting to where I need to be, and that's it.
Yeah. Right on, right on.
If I can interject, the thing about KG is, his biggest strength. If you ask him, he'll say wrestling. I would disagree. I would say his biggest strength is the fact that he is so coachable. He's young, he's healthy, but really his attitude is he's just willing to do anything you ask him to do. He's got a great wrestling base and he can do it all. But he is the epitome of what you want as a coach. He makes it fun. He makes you want to coach and get better even as a coach, just because he's just such a sponge, man. You say it, he absorbs it, and he does it.
Sure.
And he just had the greatest attitude the whole season over there. He never wasn't smiling. Absolutely, champ. Absolutely.
Hey, Coach Huey, I have a question. Was anybody, without naming names, was anybody on either team uncoachable? Was anyone just a nightmare student? Without naming names, of course. Did that happen?
Well, here's a funny story. When actually I cornered Bubba McDaniels to get in the house.
Yep.
He's a John Jones, Greg Jackson guy. He ended up in our dressing room, and so I ended up cornering him. Big, strong, physical guy. He can fight, man. But I think he didn't listen. He could have made it, and no disrespect to the guy he fought to get in the house, but he could have made it an easier fight, but he didn't. So, and some of that, obviously, some of that could be the fact that I'm with Chael, and he wanted to be on Jones. So there's a lot of factors that go into that. Other than that, no, everybody was pretty coachable as far as on our team. I couldn't say a whole lot for their team because obviously I wasn't there for their practices, but I have my opinions on different things. But for the most part, on our team, no, everybody was solid.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah. Was there any spying going on? Like you weren't there for the practices. You said were you like forbidden from that, or did they just schedule it at different times, or were all the fighters at some points training together?
No, they would come in for 2 hours, and then when they left, it was our turn to come in, and we do two-a-days. Sundays were open gyms, but we had no problem with there's other things that kind of bite my lip here, so I'm bleeding. There's other things that go on throughout the season that you'll see, but we had no problem if somebody wanted to watch us. Somebody wanted to watch us work out for a fight, we do it right there in the octagon in front of them. I mean, we do what we do. There's, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah, yeah. The whole NDA thing. I don't even want to know how big that non-disclosure agreement they made you both sign was, or what Dana White will do if you reveal any spoilers. I'm sure he's got goons. I'm sure he has goons out there. Um, but Ninja, I just wanted to make sure that you got all your questions out for Kelvin here. Ninja, if you're still there, man, fire away. You
Yeah,
are
man, for
still
sure.
on with us. Yep.
Yeah, I got one more for you, Kelvin.
Nah, no problem, man.
I think I remember saying that you were the youngest fighter. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Apparently, I'm the youngest TUF contestant in TUF history.
In tough history, that's great.
Awesome.
Did is that something that you used to your advantage, or did that have a little bit more pressure on you?
Um,
Like, did people? Did you feel like they kind of your other fighters looked down on you because you were a young guy, the youngest?
yeah, I guess kind of. Um, I mean, anybody would look down on a young punk kid, I guess.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you fucking Uriah hauled them all in the face, man. That I am
Hopefully.
not over that knockout, man. That was crazy. He was going for the rumored UFC kill bonus there with that damn spin kick. I mean, that knockout was straight up outlandish. And now I'm starting to wonder if maybe you guys can tell me if the whole show is scripted, because that shit was straight out of a Steven Seagal or a Wesley Snipes movie. Kelvin, is this all fake? Is it all rigged? Is it like professional wrestling? Was that
Man,
knockout for real, son? Was that
man,
for real, Kelvin?
does that knockout look real?
Oh, yeah, it did, man. It made my teeth hurt, man. It
Okay.
made my teeth hurt.
Yeah, it's real, bro. Everything's real.
Oh God, I believe it, man. Ugh,
Nothing's
that was
scripted. No.
brutal, dude. Excellent, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, when you're giving your fighter interviews, when it's just you with that big ass interrogation light straight in your eyes or
Yeah.
whatever the hell they got going on this season, are they feeding you answers? I mean, really? Are they telling you what to say? You can be honest. It's a reality show. Nobody's gonna hear this.
No, man, everything's real. They ask you a bunch of questions and you give your answer.
It definitely feels that way, man.
Hmm.
And now we have some Twitter questions for both Coach Huey and for Kelvin that came in here. Now I'll go with a couple questions here that came in for Coach Huey. This is from AMS on the Twitters. She wants to know, first off, uh, Coach Scott McQuarrie, he tweeted on December 7th at around midnight, he tweeted, "Lost in Vegas." And she wants to know, Coach Huey, what's the real story, if you can remember, behind that night? Was it like Hangover, she wants to know. If you even know or what day or night that was, is there a story? Do you know what he was tweeting about?
No, but I was probably driving.
Nice.
That explains my and I've got a whole bunch of people that'll vouch for that. Yeah, I get lost on the way to the kitchen when it comes to driving direction. No, I have no clue what that was from. I don't know what the context is, but if I was to guess, I'd put my money on me driving and being lost somewhere.
Nice. Now, another question for you, Coach Huey. It comes from Brandon from Twitter. He wants to know, Yeah. He wants to know what ink does he have on his arms and how long has he had tats? So what's going on with the tattoos, Coach? It's time to reveal.
Oh, geez. Wow. I don't know. For a long time. On my left arm, I have the Rock Him, the 18th letter CD. I have the art from that. And then a friend
Nice.
that passed away. And then on my right arm, I have my dog that passed away, a 51 Chevy car that I have in my garage. I have a big mural of my favorite fighter of all time, and a guy that I really admire as far as his fighting, but even more so his the way he overcame pressure. Joe Louis.
The Brown Bomber.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, 69 wins, 3 losses.
Yeah, and then I've got a bunch of other stuff here and there.
Awesome. Are you planning on expanding that art collection you got going on?
Yeah, I haven't gone full sleeve out, but I'm kind of chipping away at it.
Nice. Hey, Kelvin, do you have any tats? I haven't seen any on the show, but what's the deal? You got any tattoos?
Do I have any what? I'm sorry?
Any tattoos of your own?
No, I don't have any tattoos.
Yeah, me neither, man. I'm too scared, man.
I like tattoos. I like them, but I'm not against them. But I just don't have any.
Yeah, same here, man. I just can't think of anything that means enough for me to actually put on yet. But hope maybe someday.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Twitter question for you, Kelvin. This also came in from AMS on Twitter. She's asking, on your website, which is kelvingastelum.com.
That's right.
We'll plug that here. We'll plug that here at the end here again. Also, she's saying on your website, your background picture has you with the Mexican and American flags. So she wants to know for KG.
Yeah.
¿Se habla español?
Yeah, I speak Spanish.
Oh yeah, are you fluent?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh well, damn. Is there anybody you want to shout out to real quick in Spanish while we have you on? Maybe somebody that can only. I'm a little Hispanic myself. I got some family members that don't really understand English that well, so I would shout out to them. Just wondering if you got any. Actually, who am I kidding? I just want to hear you speak Spanish, dude. Say something for us if you can.
Más quiero mandarles saludos a todos los mexicanos.
¿Y cuándo vas a pelear en el programa? I know you can't answer that one.
Yeah.
I was just flexing my Spanish here.
That was
I'm out
good,
of practice.
Man. That was good.
Now another question. Also, now the question is he a bail bondsman still, a bounty hunter? And if so, do you have any good stories? What is the deal with that? You did say on the show and on the website that you were a bail bondsman. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Is that still going on?
Yeah, I work there. I work at Bad Boys Bail Bonds right here in Yuma. And, it's not nothing like they show on TV, Dogs the Bounty Hunter.
So you're not... Okay, so you're not chasing down people and beating the money out of them, are you?
No, not exactly.
All right, I'll believe you for now, man. I'll believe you for now.
What a bad day what a bad rap you have to get that Kelvin Gastelum shows up on your doorstep. Says you got to come with me. That's a bad day.
Yeah, it would be if you don't comply,
I hear you, man. Yeah, that's badass. Enough with the Twitter questions here. We'll kind of wrap this up here real quick. But I actually just the Ultimate Fighter. I just wanted to get your just overall impression, Kelvin, of how it's going so far. Are you watching the episode every week? Like, are you happy with how it's turning out, or are you like, they need to show me more? Like, why didn't they show me doing lifts or whatever? What's your impression of the season so far?
I think it's going perfect. I love it. I love every single bit of it. I think we're making, I think it's one of I think, in my opinion, is one of the best TUFs in history.
Definitely.
And that it will make history. So that's what I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely is. I can't wait to, I can't wait till next week, and I can't wait for the finale. Coach Huey, I'm assuming you're both going to be reunited at the finale. I'm sure win or lose, whatever happens, I'm sure you're all going to attend the TUF
Absolutely.
finale. Just to, because I don't know off the top of my head, and maybe you don't even, when and where is the TUF finale?
I believe it April 12th or April 13th at the Hard Rock Casino in Las Vegas.
Excellent. Oh man, so it's like a week or two before Sonnen versus Jones.
2 weeks. We go to New Jersey on the 27th of April, so this will be the weekend of 12th or 13th. I can't remember what the date was.
Awesome. Oh well, shit, that's gonna be a nice one. I'll actually try to make it to either that or the Battle of Jersey, UFC 159. Not sure yet. Kelvin, I already know that who Coach Huey has. While we're on the topic of UFC 159, I'll just ask you real quick before we end this. Kelvin, UFC 159 is going to be Chael Sonnen versus Johnny Bones Jones. I know you're on Team Sonnen, you're biased, you're a Darkside fighter, but I'm asking everybody, how do you see the fight going between Chael Sonnen and John Jones? Honestly, in your opinion, son, how do you see the fight going?
Honestly.
Yeah, man. Be real.
I think Chael's gonna be the one dominant. I don't think Johnny has the wrestling that Chael does, and that's gonna be a factor in that fight. And he's gonna be the next light heavyweight champion.
That's the kind of answer I'm talking about. Yeah, as soon as Chael collides with those chicken legs, it's all over. Those things are gonna snap in half. It's gonna be all over. All right. And like everyone's saying, like, oh, John Jones, he's got spinning elbows, he's got vicious, brutal kneecap kicks or whatever, oblique kicks. How's he gonna pull that off? My question is, how's Johnny Jones gonna pull that off when he's unconscious? All right, it's not gonna happen.
That's right.
Yep. Now, Ninja, just wanted to give you a chance here in case you had any lingering questions here before we sign off on the Word on the Street podcast. You got anything, Ninja, for our guests, Coach Jamie Huey and Kelvin Gastelum?
No, pretty much good luck, guys. I can't wait for your little episode and your fight, Kelvin. Sorry. I can't wait for that. I hope you do great. I hope you go really far in the UFC, and thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Great. Now, Kelvin, is there anything you want to plug? How can people talk? How can the fans and friends talk to you, reach out to you, see you? What's your website? What's your Twitter?
I got Facebook, KelvinGastelum.com. I got my website. It's up and running. It's going pretty good as well. KelvinGastelum.com, www.kelvingastelum.com, and Twitter at Kelvin Gastelum.
Awesome. And Coach Jamie Huey, thanks again for being on with the Post-TUF recap episode. It's going to be good doing this with you going forward every Tuesday night. Jamie Huey, how can people get in contact with you? And also, I know you got a new gym. You should also plug that again. I'm actually working on a little unofficial commercial for you for next week, by the way.
Awesome, man.
But Coach Huey, yeah. So what do you got going on? How can people reach out to you and contact you?
At Coach Jamie Huey. On Twitter. I do have a new website up. My buddy Andy from thesearchdoctors.com just hooked me up, so we're working on it, but it is actually up and functional. I am going to post up a whole bunch of exclusive pictures, some that I've already actually even sent over to the Word on the Street. It's www.coachjamiehuey.com, and then obviously on Facebook. The gym is One MMA, www.one-MMA.com. You can find us on there. And then obviously you can join us here every Tuesday. We're on the Street podcast, man. Looking forward to this.
Hell yeah, that is the word on the street. And it's great that Coach actually has his own website now. That is awesome. I'm guessing thelivinglegend.com was taken. Now, I just want to I want to thank our co-host Ninja and our new co-host Coach Jamie Huey for coming on, and our special guest, Team Sonnen fighter, MMA fighter, future UFC fighter. I'm calling it right now. Word on the street, Kelvin Gastelum. Thank you all for coming on the show. I'm going to sign off right now. This is the end of the podcast, end of the conference call that we're having here. Thank you all, gentlemen. We will talk again soon. Yeah, and oh man, that damn knockout, man. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. That's what I have to say. That's the word on the street. Good night, everybody. We will see you next time. Good night, gentlemen.
Bye, guys.
Good night.